the real subject that I'd like to touch with you here, Tim. Because one thing is, right, we have all these innovation journey, right? We have all these details here in terms of what is coming, things we need to design, as I presented here, the lines, the stations we have, or projects, if you will. And we will need your help, right, to create all this. You will be participating because, as Scott always mentioned, right, the innovation is on the edge. We know that we have a lot of things in the national offices. I do believe in that. I came from the national office, as Nicholas mentioned at the beginning of this session. I started as World Vision Brazil IT manager, right? And here I am today as the Global Digital Innovation Director, right? And you will be part of this journey as well, right? In your national office, in your area, no matter where you are at, you'll be part of this journey. And I count on you on that. And for that, we need to have the right mindset, the right skills, the right abilities, right, around digital. And this is why, let me just do something here, hold on. All right. This is why rather than discussing details about what I presented, about the innovation journey, I want to focus on presenting to you a different perspective around creativity, around innovation, right? Are we creative? How can we have better ideas? How to set the mindset of innovation and creativity in people's minds, right? This is what I want to discuss in presenting here today. Next slide, please. Next one. Sorry, it's this one I already presented. Yeah. Well, regarding this question that I just presented here, putting this mindset of innovation and creativity on people's minds is one of the things that motivates me the most, right? This is what I like to do. Yeah, and you can be creative in ways you never imagined, right? In ways that you never imagined before, right? And you can innovate in the context you are. You don't need to be in another area, in another country to innovate. You can innovate where you are, in your family, in your school or university, in your church, and work as well. And one thing that I say is that innovation is not about technology, and I already mentioned this, I think, in the all hands the digital capability team was responsible for. Innovation is not about technology, but about the people and the systems used to develop and apply it. It's about people, team. It's about people, right? You may be thinking, but I don't have the ability to think of new things, to create or to innovate, right? What I want to show here today is that you can, yeah, because the one who gives us the ability to be creative is our God, yeah, the creator of all things. You know, it can be seen as a devotion, his presentation, but it's not a devotion. It's a way to present that God, the creator of all things, is the one that allows us to have new ideas, to be creative as well. Next slide, please. Yeah. In this innovation area, many things are new, right? We are designing and creating new things, and things that no one has tried before. Yeah, or we have new people on board as well. And due to this, we need to have this kind of Nabucodonosor ministry, right? Where we throw people into the fire to see the supernatural happens, right? This is the Nabucodonosor ministry, right? Okay, let's see the supernatural happening, right? And this is important, right? Could you click again, please, Anthony? Yeah, these are the two phrases that I like, right? Ideas are the currency of the 21st century. Absolutely, this is correct. We talk about data, but the ideas also are very important. And the innovation is now recognized as the most important ingredient in any modern economy, right? Creativity, innovation, invention, and good ideas are critical, right? Next slide, please. Creativity can have many definitions. Could you tell me what your definition of creativity is? Could someone open your mic and tell us what is creativity for you? Anyone? You can put in the chat as well if you want. Be inventive. Yes, Mark, absolutely. Anyone else? What is creativity for you? Ability of an individual to imagine or build and implement a new concept. Yes, indeed, Japhet. I agree with you. Creating something out of the ordinary. Absolutely. Yeah. Going outside the norm without leaving the circumference. Interesting. I like that. I like that. Without leaving the circumference. Yeah. Danai, could you maybe detail a bit more what you mentioned? What do you mean by that? Going outside the norm without leaving the circumference? Could you maybe open your mic?
All right, that for me could be I have probably my CFP, my performance agreement, and I have to do what it says, but I can do it creatively. I can make it more fun. I can make it more enjoyable. I can kind of go outside the norm, but without breaking any rules, while still staying within policy and meeting the target. But anyway, within that, I can sort of like zigzag instead of just taking a straight line or stepping where it has already been stepped. You just do something new, but still realizing the goal that needs to be achieved without breaking any rules.
No, thank you, Danai. Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, you mentioned, for example, the performance agreement, right? Something we will be working with PNC is putting these digital aspects on the performance agreements as well, right? To help us, right, innovate. Because if we don't have these kind of aspects in our performance agreements, it makes this harder, right, to innovate as well. And yeah, thank you for sharing, Danai. And sometimes we need also to create new boundaries, right? Maybe making the circumference broader and bigger, right? Because we'll be creating new things as well. So thank you for sharing. We have many other descriptions here, and as you can see, we can have dozens, yeah, of descriptions about creativity. We will be soon talking about, and thank you, Anthony, for moving forward. Just move it back, please. One else. Yeah. Let's take just this description that I took, right? kind of consolidate all the descriptions you put there. The inventability, the way we invent things, intelligence and talent, born or acquired, to create, invent, or innovate in different fields of knowledge. As you can see here, it's a kind of consolidation of the points that you just mentioned there, right? Could move to the next one, Anthony, please. Yeah, just present what we have there. Yeah, there are two core elements to creativity. Yeah, our ability to generate ideas that are, as you can see here, original, unusual, or innovative in any way, right? Something that you also mentioned on the chat. And the second here, the second element to creativity is that those ideas are also satisfactory and appropriate to the context, right? And this is why some ideas or some projects is not only take from this country, for example, and implement in another one, because there is a whole context behind a problem, for example, to this solution or to this innovation or to this idea works, right? And we need to take into consideration the context itself. Creativity can generate something new, in a given context, and this is important. And when it does, it can lead to what we call invention or innovation, right? Next slide, please. And in the same way, we can have dozens of definitions about innovations. Let's do the same thing. What is innovation for you? You can open your mic and again put in the chat. What is innovation for you? It's a kind of mix, right, in terms of creativity. But what is innovation? Able to create, you see, Jade, it's very integrated, right? The creativity and the innovation. What is innovation for you? We can have one definition per person here. I have no doubt about that. But please put in the chat or speak loud in your mic if you want. Mobido, the introduction of something new, absolutely. Ability to implement new things. Innovation is creating something different. Come up with something unique, new, different from normal. Yeah. Make a meaning of a new idea. Oh, look, I like that, Victor. Make a meaning of a new idea. Out of the box, as well as we had on the creativity. Absolutely, Joshua. Doing something in an original way. Absolutely. Simplify things already exists. Yeah, this is very important because normally we think only new things, right? What we called kind of disruptive innovation. That innovation that will change the way we work. But this point that you just put here, Mohanad, sorry, it's also important because we can have incremental innovation, which is the improvement of existing processes, the improvement of existing systems, for example, right? But that benefits people. Do something different. All right, absolutely, Jafet. Let's move forward here. Just one click more. This, again, just two definitions that I put here around innovation to those ones that you already put. Are, again, very connected to that. Innovation implies new ideas, right? More action or implementation that results in an improvement, a gain of profit. As Mohanad mentioned, it can be simple things, but these simple things, it will improve the way we work, right? It will sometimes bring gain, and gain not only financial gain, right? In terms of time, in terms of the way we do new things and so on and so forth. And of course, can bring profits as well. And a second description here is innovation is what generates value or impact. And I think this is one of the main aspect of the innovation. Needs to add value to something, right? Needs to bring impact to something, to a product, a service, a process, or something that adds value to people. Needs to bring impact. Yeah, and this is a huge difference, right? About a simple idea to an innovation, right? The idea is something that you think, but the innovation is something that you implemented and brought impact to someone, right? Well, something that just to close this part of innovation here, when a product or service is innovative, it impacts people's lives, as I mentioned, and forever transforms the way people live and work. We need to have this in mind, right? All the time that you are trying to innovate, think in how this idea that you are having will impact people's lives. This is critical. Next slide, please. All right. As you can see in the title here, everyone can be creative. Are you a creative person? You might have troubles drawing even a stick figure like the one presented here on this screen. But creativity goes far beyond, right, the banality of drawing, painting, writing poetry, singing, or being good at photography, for example. Normally, when we think about creativity, we think about these things, isn't it? Remember that God is the creator and he chose to dwell within you, right? In other words, the creator of the universe and life made you, made your body his home, right? You are his home, the home of the Holy Spirit, right? Then the intimacy with God will create something new with him, right? And this is an important message that I would like to give for you today here. Creativity doesn't just existing for artistic works like as I mentioned before, like painting, sorry, like dance, like music, like art. Yeah, but it's for the family. Creativity is for the business, for managing your resources, for relationships, and for life. Creativity is for all of this. There are times when ideas come out of my mind, for example, that I know that didn't come from me. Yeah, but God put these ideas in my mind. I have no doubt with that. And believe me, you have resources that God has placed in you. He placed them in your identity, in the way you were created, in what you lived, and you in what you can produce. Maybe you just haven't discovered yet. You haven't maybe discovered these features that you have in you already. Click once more, please, Anthony. Yeah, this
Hi,
phrase here.
Aristo.
Yes.
Sorry
Yes,
for
Anthony.
the interruption. We have 10 minutes remaining.
Thank you. Thanks so much. It's
Thank you.
enough. Thank you. Yeah, this is a phrase from David Kelly from IDEO. IDEO is a company who created, actually, David Kelly and team, another guy, created the design thinking process, and then they created this company called IDEO, right? And this phrase came to him. It would be perfect, right, if you didn't let people divide the word into creative and the non-creative. Yeah, and he's right. Yeah, we urgently need to change our conception of what it is to be a creative person. Yeah, we know very well that the muscle, for example, of the body can be exercised to get bigger and stronger, right? And it's not about aptitude to be creative, right? Let me just give you something that, for example, Stephen Franz likes a lot. It's about neuroscience, right? Neuroscience confirms that in the same way, the little use of certain areas of our brain can leave them atrophied. Yeah. So exercising uh, multiple areas of your brain can strengthen your mental abilities. You know, which is also includes creative power, right? We need to exercise our brains, right? Our brain, sorry. Uh, you know, when, for example, we don't use a pen for a long time, and when we go to use it, the ink has hardened. Our creativity power works in a similar way, right? To let creativities lie dormant in you is to reject one of the greatest gifts we have received from our Creator. The activation of the creativity happens when you wake up, put into practice, and insist into something new comes along. You know, you don't need to, okay, I'll give up. I never think about something new. I always think about old things or wait for someone telling me what to do. You born to be creative, right? Click once again, Anthony, please. Yeah, when you talk about infidelity, we think about some specific things, you know, and as you can see here, it's not about just sinning in the way we think and the way people teach us about infidelity, but it's also to have fear of doing new things, choosing to omit of doing new things, right? Then we need to activate ourselves for the new, right? Please do that. Activate yourself for the new, right? And let me just moving forward here. I'm gonna jump a bunch of slides here. Maybe we are gonna have another opportunities here. Could you jump to the slide 11, Anthony, please, where we have a kid on the screen? One else? Yeah, this one. What would you do? What would you do if you saw a bunch of frogs in front of you? Would you like to behave like this kid? Just jump to the another slide, Anthony, and play the video there, please.
Just a minute. Well, I should.
Yeah, maybe you should share with audio. No, that's fine. Without the audio, that's fine. That's fine. Just the image, that's enough. We have on this video his mom talking to him to leave the frogs go, and he doesn't want. He wants to keep hugging the frogs, and a bunch of frogs, isn't it? All right, thank you. Could you move back to that to the presentation, please? Yeah, what would you like to show here? What would you do if you were this kid? Yeah, your brain quickly associates the first perception of that image. Yeah, you can jump to the, yes, this one. I think, yeah, right. Thank you. Your brain quickly associates the first perception of that image, right, of the frog that we have there, right? Your brain start creating some categories. You don't need to think much about it. You know, you don't need to to think in how to react. You just react as your brain is prepared, as your brain has categorized the image of a frog, for example. You straightforward knows that you need to run away, that you need, for example, maybe attacking or climbing the first place you can, right? You want to be watching, interpreting, recognizing, and processing the information, right? You just go. You are kind of moved by stimuli. The stimuli you received, you act, right? Yeah, on the, let me just move into the pool. I think, could you move to the next slide? Let me just jump a bunch of slides here. Anthony, could you jump? Let me see which slide is this, to the pool. Let's see. One else, please. Yes, I have a bunch of slides here, but I just move. I'll move maybe the next one. It doesn't want to move. There.
I'll stop sharing and then I'll come back.
Yeah, we have a pool that would like to listen from you guys. I don't know if you. Oh yeah, please share the pool. Let me stop my screen here. My video. Sorry. Could you share that Zoom pool, Anthony? I don't know if it's Anthony or Eunice. It's
Eunice,
only
run the
slide
poll?
22. Come again?
Let me see if I can run the poll.
Yeah. Well, the poll is about when was the last time you did something for the first time? Yeah, I would like to listen from you, team. Yeah, let's activate our creativity. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Wow, today, great. Less than 1 week. The other options are more than 1 month, more than 1 year. I don't remember. Yeah, let's wait for, we have 16 people of 26 that already answered. While we vote here, something that I would like to reinforce to you is that you need to force yourself, right, to think differently, right? It's unusual, right, to think differently. Yeah. All right, we have 21 of 26. That's fine. Could you share the results, Anthony? All right. This is what we have here, right? In terms of the last time we did something for the first time, right? And this calls our attention. We have a creative team here, as you can see, right? We have 5 who did something new today for the first time, less than 1 week, more than 1 month, and 3 people that don't remember, yeah, when was the last time. Yeah, and yeah, Stephen, thank you for sharing this. We need to exercise, yeah, our brains to do things differently. Anthony, could you share again the presentation on slide 22, please? And then we close. Yeah. Well, this is the point, right? That we were born to do new things, right? And to activate our mind, this new mindset, we need to start doing things differently. Yeah, and some tips for you that I'd like to provide to you in order how to break the cycle of repetition is to make changes in your routine. For example, taking an unusual route to school, to your work, using a different mode of transportation, doing things differently. Maybe listening to a new kind of music, start reading a new book, right? Because these will force your brain start creating new kind of buffers, new compartments to classify, to categorize these new things. But this process brings two discomforts. It gets tired and it hurts as well. It's not easy, right? It's not easy because your brain will force you to move back to your routine, right? Then try to do things different. Try to eat a different food. Try to have this as a motto in your life. I need to do a new thing today, right? And well, let me just jump to the. Could you move to the last slide, Anthony, please? One else. One else. Yeah, this one. I took more time in the first one when I was presenting the innovation journey. I change as we go, right? Because I thought that it would be important to share with you that perspective. And then I took more time than I was expecting that one. And this is why I jump already to this last slide there, to this last slide. Maybe we'll have another time to go in deeper on this presentation, on this study. But the idea here is that a new look is being activated in you, right? And I hope an explosive, creative mind, right? A source of ideas inspired by the Lord Holy Spirit. And this is important, team. You are not alone, right? Start reinventing yourself if necessary. Remember that God is with you at all times, right? And activate your creativity. And the extraordinary waits you, right? Believe in you, right? You can create new things. Don't think that you are by yourselves, right? God will put new ideas in you. And to have that, and then I close, it's very important to have intimacy with God, right? Ask to God for wisdom, right? Yeah, ask to God for new ideas and also for boldness to create these new ideas. Engage people, invite people to walk with you on these new ways of working, on these new ways of thinking, right? And yeah, that is the idea behind this presentation. Thank you again for the opportunity. And yeah, I open the floor for Q&A if you have any question or comments.